अपना इंडिया, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, पढ़ाई हो जो करनी, जरा भी ना घबराना, गोल्डन बुक्स को अपनाना। अपना इंडिया, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना। कक्षा विषय कोई हो, आसान समझ पाना, गोल्डन ही तो है सफलता का पैमाना। गोल्डन ही ला रहा है चेहरे पे मुस्कुराना, मैं गोल्डन का दीवाना। अपना इंडिया, बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना।
Golden presents the best-selling reference books for science for class 9 and 10. Main features of Golden books are: all the books are based on latest NCERT textbooks and are as per the latest syllabus of CBSE. Important points have been given for each chapter for quick revision. Solution of all the NCERT textual exercises are given. Other important questions for practice and examinations are also given in a very simple language. Objective type question bank is given, which include MCQs with answers. The Golden books suit all the pockets and are a boon for the weak, mediocre and intelligent students alike. Buy Golden books for your golden future.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sanjeev Jaiswal, editor of Golden Books and coordinator for today's webinar on behalf of New Age International Publishers. We welcome all the distinguished teachers participating in the webinar on the latest curriculum issued by CBSE for the academic year 2022-23 of Science for classes 9th and 10th. With great pleasure, I would like to inform you that webinar is being attended by teachers from across the country, which is organized by Golden Books published by New Age International Publishers. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Soumya Gupta. He is the Managing Director of New Age International and is looking after the publishing house for the last 20 years. He holds degrees in BE Chemical and MS Publishing from New York University. Under his able guidance and entrepreneurship, New Age continues to achieve new heights every day. His vision is to publish best quality books for students that are not only tools of literacy, but a medium of education that inspire them to be well-rounded human beings. Now, I request Sir to kindly join us and say a few words. Sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jaiswal. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all the distinguished participants, especially teachers, in this webinar on the latest curriculum issued by CBSE for science for classes 9th and 10th. I especially welcome Mrs. Sumati Mishra, who will be conducting this webinar along with the participants, who will play an important role during this course of time. New Age International Publishers Golden Books are totally based on NCERT textbooks, and they are one of the best-selling reference books not only in India but also in Middle East countries. Golden books are liked by teachers, students, and their parents alike. As we know, CBSE keeps on changing curriculum every year. Hence, Golden are the first ones to update our books as per the latest curriculum, so that teachers and students do not face any difficulty. For this, we have marketing offices situated in all our major cities in India. Our publication house publishes all kinds of books for school students. Our series, New Age Let's Look Around, is a textbook of environmental studies, which is a complete set of books for classes 1 to 8. The books have been written keeping in mind the intellectual capacity of learners in a very simple language with suitable color pictures to enhance their learning. In Golden all-in-one books, from classes 3rd to 5th, we have given the word meanings of difficult words, and all the NCERT textual exercises are fully solved of the NCERT looking around. In Golden Workbook, which is based on NCERT textbook looking around, this is also a very popular series, and these workbooks have become the first choice of teachers and students. New Age is also proud to announce a new series on science, Science is Fun, for classes 1 to 8th, which is a complete set of textbooks for science. These books have been written as per the latest guidelines issued by CBSE. Golden Science reference books for classes 6 to 10th are based on NCERT textbooks. These books have become the first choice of students and teachers. Golden Science workbooks for classes 6 to 10th are also very popular, and they are also based on NCERT textbooks. Golden Pull-Out series of Science 6 to 8, very low priced, are also very helpful for students to revise their chapters. It is also a very popular series among teachers and students. Dear participants, I again welcome you all, and please note that we will be issuing a certificate of participation for attending this webinar. To get the certificate, kindly submit the feedback form which you will receive on WhatsApp once the webinar is over. To receive specimen copies of Golden Science books classes 9th and 10th, you are requested to mail your request at specimen@newagepublishers.com. I hope this webinar will enlighten you all with the latest curriculum issued by CBSE for classes 9th and 10th and will enrich you in your teaching endeavors. Thank you. Jaswal, to you now.
Thank you, sir, for your brief note and the information regarding various books published by New Age International Publishers for science subject. To start the discussion, let me introduce you to the panelists for the webinar. All our panelists are well experienced and have been nurturing students since many years. Let me now give a brief introduction. Dr. R.C. Gupta. He is a former assistant professor of chemistry and author of Golden Science Chemistry section. Shri S.L. Arora, Head Department of Physics of Delhi United Christian School, Delhi, is author of Golden Science Physics section. He is a renowned author of physics, and his books are among the best sellers for classes 9 and 10. Mr. Neelam Nand, former HOD, MCM DAV College, and she is also author of Golden Science Biology section. Shri N.K. Sharma, Vice Principal, Nutan Vidya Mandir, Delhi, is author of Golden Science books from classes 6 to 8. Mrs. Geeta Setia, DAV School, New Delhi. Mrs. Lalita Shrikant, International Public School, Bhopal. Mrs. Tilotma Ravi, the Hindu Senior Secondary School, Chennai. Mrs. Gayatri Shekhar, AFO School, Bangalore, Urban. Mr. Burra Sai Babu, KCP Siddharth School, Vijayawada. Mrs. Surekha Chopra, MCL SBM School, Harinagar, New Delhi. A warm welcome to all the panelists. Now let me introduce you to Mrs. Sumati Mishra, who will be conducting the webinar. Mrs. Sumati Mishra is working as PGT Biology in Kothari International School, Noida. She is heading the Department of Science in the school. Mrs. Mishra has a rich experience of 20 years as a teacher and facilitator in various renowned schools in the country and overseas. She has successfully done the duties as Head Examiner Science, Class 10, CBSE. A postgraduate in botany, she is passionate about the subject and has been an active participant in capacity building programs conducted by CBSE. Today, she is here to throw some light on the latest syllabus of science for classes 9th and 10th and change in the pattern of examination by CBSE. She would talk about the teaching pedagogies in science for fruitful learning and her views on the books published by us. I hope this webinar will enlighten all of us a bit on this topic and help you all in your teaching endeavors. You are all welcome to clear your doubts and ask questions in the questions and answers session. Now I request Mrs. Sumati Mishra, Madam, to kindly join us and enrich us regarding the subject. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right. So a very good evening to everyone present here at this webinar. I extend a very warm welcome on this beautiful Saturday evening to all the participants present here. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank New Age Publications, who has taken efforts to organize this webinar and has provided a platform for all the educators to interact among each other. I'm here today to talk about the science syllabus issued by CBSE, and we will get into the details of the distribution of the syllabus and the topics. As we see that I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. A beautiful quote given by Jimmy Dean. But it's not only a quote. Actually, we have shown this change ourselves in the past 2 years when a small little virus attacked the globe across. Educators came forward to take this challenge. So it is rightly said that human beings adapt very easily. And not only Jimmy Dean, but also if you think of Charles Darwin, million years ago when he said that there is struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. The ones who are fit can survive. So we educators also struggled, adapted new methods of teaching, and definitely we survived and came out as winners because we had various electronic and virtual platforms where we tried and continued our teaching and learning process without any interruption. And CBSE did changes because there were circumstances which were beyond control. Now, thankfully, the normal situation is back. We all have resumed offline school and have started interacting with students physically. So CBSE has again come up with changes in the syllabus and the curriculum. So we will be talking about the rationalized syllabus 22-23. What chapters have been added? There are certain topics which CBSE has deleted that we will talk about. And we will also discuss what are the internal assessment procedures, what is the list of experiments, all these things which are required for teaching of science in class 9 and 10 will be talked about. And also we will be talking about a little bit about the pedagogies and the strategies which we as science teachers should adapt to make our students, help them learn beautifully and effectively. So engaging strategies for fun-filled learning of science. Now, when we talk of teachers and educators, it is not only science, but there are other subjects which are taught in school. So are we as science teachers different from other subject teachers? I think no. All subjects are taught in the similar manner to children, but science is a subject which is not only something which is written on paper, which is not only something which we expect students to write in the examination, but actually science is life itself. There are applications which are utilized in our day-to-day life. That is science. So what does a science teacher do? What should she do to make the teaching of science interesting and fun-filled? The very first element of effective teaching is lesson plan. I think we all know as educators in some point of time in school teaching, we make lesson plans, plan topics that what we are going to deliver in the coming week or in the coming month. So writing topics, writing the duration of the topic in the lesson plan. Is that only thing to do in the lesson plan? Or do you think lesson plan involves something beyond? What are the topics which we are likely to teach in the coming week? Then what strategies should be adopted to teach that? If I'm teaching a topic, then what new activity which I can think in my mind and take it to the class to make it more interesting? Then after I teach, will my student be able to apply that concept in his life as well as in his examination? So do we take the feedback that what we did was right, what we did was effective? So all these things are required to be planned on a paper so that we can carry out our teaching effectively. This is what we are going to discuss one by one. I'm sure there are many strategies which we already know. There could be one or two or maybe more which we might not have used in class and we would like to use it. For example, we talk of hands-on learning. I think it is one of the topics which we usually do as science teachers. We use this strategy as science teachers. Hands-on learning is learning by doing. And science teachers particularly are expected to use these strategies in almost all the topics. Because we all know, we listen, we forget. We see, we can retain it for a longer period of time, but when we do, we retain it forever. So learning by doing is something which is long-lasting strategy for a student to remember it for his life. For example, any topic when we are teaching, if I say that there are various food items and they consist of various nutrient substances, and I tell the children that pulses, peanuts, milk, eggs, they are full of proteins. I say that, for example, vegetables and fruits, they have vitamins. So I tell them, they learn. But if I tell them that you need to find out that whether pulses are really rich in proteins. So when we teach them to find out the conclusion on their own, they do it and they check it, then they discuss with the teacher, and that becomes everlasting on their mind. There are many topics which can be done and then learned. There can be principles and laws which can be derived by children on their own. I tell them that the plants, when heat falls on them, they evaporate, they transpire water. The water is lost from the plant. And children, you know that when heat is there, when too much of light intensity is high, the plant transpire more. Instead, telling them that the heat intensity or high temperature creates higher transpiration, we can always tell them that you find out. They can keep pots at 2-3 different positions where the light intensity varies, and they find out themselves that the plant which is kept in high light area becomes dry sooner, whereas the plant which is kept in shade stays healthy and fresh, retains moisture for a longer period of time. And then that clicks, yes ma'am, the light is something which is making the plant dry. So there must be this factor that light intensity increases transpiration. The higher the light intensity, the greater will be the transpiration. The higher the temperature, the greater will be transpiration. So they have found out. This is what is learning by doing. Similarly, if we want to make class interesting, we also adopt this strategy called storytelling. Usually, if you think of the subject, we associate storytelling as one of the strategies which is used by English teachers. But is it so? Can we use storytelling method in science? Of course we can. When we are introducing any topic in the class, so directly going and jumping onto the topic that children, we are going to teach this topic today. So you all get ready, take out a pen, pencil, and let's write and understand. Instead, we think of a topic and try to relate it with the story. For example, if we are talking about, say, inheritance, heredity process. Now, heredity, we know that it is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. But we tell the children also, yeah, they understand, yes, it's fine. I resemble my father or my sibling, my sister resemble my mother. And yes, this is because hereditary trait. But if we talk about the process, can we think of some story by which we can introduce the topic? For example, when we are talking of inheritance, we talk of Mendel's laws. So who was Mendel? He was the father of genetics. When we tell children that he was the father of genetics, it seems as if it's some big shot, some rocket science. But actually what had happened? Mendel was just sitting by a window side and he happens to observe a pea field. And in the pea field, he sees that the pea plants are grown. In the entire field, there were pea plants which are shorter in height. There were pea plants which were taller in height. There were pea plants which had violet flowers. There were pea plants which had white flowers. There were pea plants which had wrinkled seeds. Some had, little swollen seeds. So why the same pea plant showed variation? And that triggered a question in his mind. He thought the same crop can show different kind of traits. How does it happen? And why does it happen? A little small question made him curious, and he started finding out evidences for his laws. He started concluding or making laws. He started finding out results out of those pea plants by taking 7 contrasting characters. So children feel that such a small little observation can lead to this much. He has won this title of father of genetics by just observing a field. What an interesting story. We can relate then phenomena of various processes of transmission by quoting Mendel's laws, examples, explanation of the inheritance pattern, how he did, what he did, why he did. So that can, to some extent, help us to, grasp the attention of the children. So storytelling can definitely prove to be a very interesting way of introducing a topic in a class and to catch the attention of children. Similarly, role play. Role play is no less. Again, people think that it is something which can only be done by English teachers. No. English teachers talk of a story, they give them roles, different children in a class, and children perform and they understand the chapter or understand the story which is given in the text. But what about science? Even science can be taught for any topic for that matter. We can take any topic from physics, chemistry, or biology. For example, if we take a topic, say study of atoms and molecules, we teach them the electropositivity and electronegativity. We talk about sodium, chlorine, zinc, sulfur, and then we talk about compounds. So we can always make a group of children and tell them to depict themselves as one child as sodium, the other donating electron, then how this interaction of giving and taking electron develops this electropositive and electronegative charge. And we can teach about metals and non-metals, about cations and anions. Various other methods for teaching sciences. One of the interesting and catching attraction for children is sports-based learning. We all know maths and science becomes phobia for children. And PE teachers are the most favorite teachers for children. They love to go to the playground. They love physical education period because they happen to get an opportunity to play outside the class. So outside the class, when they are playing different games, there also they are learning the concepts of mathematics and science. They are hitting the ball to make the goal. They are hitting the ball with the cricket bat to strike the wickets. So what are they aiming at? They are aiming at a particular spot. And what is the chance of hitting the wicket? What is the chance of making goal? So this is teaching them probability. It is teaching them a kind of angle. Maths, we have different kinds of angles: acute angle, obtuse angle, right angle. So what angle they should hit so that they are successful in getting a goal. So angles, average, when they are winning or losing, the scores, the percent, all these small little topics can also be discussed along with certain games. And I'm sure there must be many more games through which we can introduce our topic in science and of course maths to a larger extent. We can make science interesting and help children to listen to us. Otherwise, what happens is it becomes very monotonous. It's all the time the teacher is speaking and children are sitting and behaving as a passive listener. So allowing them to speak is also one of the ways to draw their attention or to help them to stay involved in the classroom. For example, instructional conversations. Instructional conversations is a strategy where the role of teacher becomes a facilitator. The teacher is not speaking all the time. Instead, she is allowing the children to speak. Instead, she is motivating, inspiring them to utter, to speak out, and to share what they think about the topic. It might be wrong. They might not give the correct answer. But so what? So what if they are not able to give the answer as we expect? But at least they are involved, they are participating. So instructional conversations is, we can say we have a 25 set of 25 children in a class. So we can make groups, 5 groups in a class, give them a topic and allow them to discuss among their group. And then they, after discussing, they can come up to the podium and share what they discussed about the given topic. Instructional conversation has an advantage over here that this helps them to build scientific vocabulary. There, when they are discussing, they would talk about technical terms. They would talk about terminologies which are used in science. They would talk about laws, principles, and scientists' name, which will help them to learn new things. And most importantly, what I feel here in this pedagogy, that the children who are slow learners, the children who are shy, the children who feel a bit hesitant to participate in the class, they also become important over here. And not only subject enrichment or academic performance improvement, it also helps to build up the confidence of the child. The child feels important. The student feels that he is also providing a significant participation in the group. So we should sometimes try as science teachers to allow the children to discuss on their own. They should come up with ideas and suggest topics, and we say, all right, today you take the charge. Children, you take the charge. You decide how we are going to progress with our topic. So that gives rest to us. In a way, we can also relax. And on the other hand, the children take charge and feel important. So I think this strategies gives us a lot of help as in relaxing and thereby making children feel more important. So instructional conversations we should do sometimes in our classes to improve upon our teaching and learning sessions. Since we are talking about science, so one of my favorite pedagogies, strategies, methodologies is graphic organizer. Graphic organizer is primarily beautifully works well for science in particular. We can always think in a broader way when we are thinking of a topic to introduce in the class. We can always split that if it is a topic, any XYZ topic, there are certain things which must already be known to children. So what they know, what they already know, it is called KWL chart, what they already know and what they would want to know, because they may not be aware of that particular concept. And once they know what they want to know, have they really known? Have they really understood the concept which the teacher was trying to transact? That chart gives a kind of self-assessment, evaluation, and a feedback. So this particular chart can be used in every topic, and children thereby can maintain a personal file. They can keep these charts in their folder for every topic, and they can refer to it later that what new things they learned and how the previous concept helped them to build up on the new concept. For example, if we talk of KWL, we can take a topic like photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a very common topic. We all know that it is being, it's introduced in class 5 itself. Children know that the process of making food is called photosynthesis. And as they progress in senior classes, photosynthesis is taken up in more or less every senior class in a little broader way, in a more deeper way. So what they know, what they want to know, and what they learn. For example, they already know it is a process by which plants and other organisms make food. But then what do they want to know about photosynthesis? They already know it. It is a process. What is their desire? What is their curiosity to know about photosynthesis? That what is the process? How does a speechless plant standing in any unattended area, in any field, in any uncared area, how does it do this process? That's a curiosity. A more intelligent human being is not able to make food on its own, so the plant can, which is a very surprising thing. So what's curiosity generated by asking or by creating this chart, that what he wants to know is that what is the basic process? And when he knows and tries to understand that what is the mechanism happening in the process, how is the process taking place, that during photosynthesis, light energy is captured and it is used to convert water, carbon dioxide, minerals, etc., and releases oxygen. And at the same time, it produces food, carbohydrate, glucose. So he learns this, and maybe in more senior class, when he steps ahead, he knows that what is that particular molecule which is helping to capture light. So every step when he's learning something new, so he says that this is what he has learned. So from the previous concept, a new concept has been built. And it is not only about students, it's about us also as teachers, as facilitators. Are we successful? That when we were teaching this, and if the child has not been able to write down properly or comprehended, if the child hasn't comprehended properly what we were trying to explain, so that means we have also failed in our duty. We have also failed what we were trying to do. So it gives a feedback to us also, and thereby it gives us a room for improvement and also for thinking some new strategy, for thinking some new method to make the concept understand, to help the child and make him understand the concept. So KWL chart is not only for him, it's for us also. We can also prepare our own KWL chart and see how much we are progressing and how much we are improving day by day. Next, science text cards. These are very beautiful techniques, very beautiful cards or pamphlets which we can design and help children to learn. For example, Venn diagrams. I'm sure we all do this. Something which is common is put in the center, and the areas which are related to this, they are put on in the other circles like this, and we can have a summary of the concept. Concept maps, we know. Flowcharts. Flowcharts are one of the amazing ways to learn something which is difficult otherwise to learn. We can just write down steps and learn only the steps, because as we say, science is a subject which offers flexibility. We don't have to be framing sentences properly and taking care of the vocabulary or the punctuation or other English portions. We can always write precise to the point and get to the concept directly and the phenomenon directly. So flowcharts are one of the beautiful ways of writing answers also in the examination. Similarly, flower grids, similarly columned charts, and taxonomies. Taxonomic science text branch of botany, which helps in classification of organisms, is taxonomy. And taxonomy is something I would say children find it boring. What I have observed personally, they don't enjoy this topic so much as they enjoy other topics, because it requires a lot of memorizing stuff. So for that, this taxonomic chart is very helpful. That comes very handy to children. They can just put the broad term on the top, and then they can divide it into parts. For example, if I put kingdom over here, the living world over here, it can be divided into plant and animal kingdom. Then plant kingdom can further be bifurcated, animal kingdom can further be bifurcated. as and when we require to bifurcate and write more new branches, we can go ahead with the charts. So this gives a clear, crisp summary of a topic which otherwise children find it very difficult to understand, and at the same time it becomes difficult for them to remember. Another technique is word parts. Word part is, again, please do not think that it can only be taught in English. Word parts can be beautifully utilized in teaching science. Splitting up the words. We have all kinds of children in class. There are children who are gifted, who are intelligent, so they just have the grasp of any subject very easily. They understand it in one go, and they pronounce it also beautifully, be it any difficult word. But we have children, those who take time to understand, those who take time to learn. So one technique, which is word parts, is a technique which can help them beautifully. For example, as you can see on the screen, that we can help them to say a very simple word, photosynthesis. If we ask them to define, not everybody would be able to define it accurately, or not everybody would be able to learn it the way we tell them. So we can split the word photo, for example, light, syn, something which is in tandem, which works together in collaboration, work in tandem sequentially, and then thesis. Thesis is something when we put things together, we get a collection, a new compound. Mixing two things together, we get a new product. So that is thesis. So photosynthesis, that something is being manufactured, is something is being generated in the presence of light. And there we can help them to relate the definition of photosynthesis, that how it is done in plants. Similarly, we can talk about many other words also which children find difficult. For example, if we want to help them to learn the names of various enzymes, we say polymerase, we say helicase, we talk of, say, protease, we talk of, say, salivary amylase. So sometimes you can tell these children that, say, suffix ase, ase is a suffix. When it is put after a word, most of the words you will see that they turn into enzymes. Most enzymes, they have this suffix ase. So these small little tricks, small little tips in between teaching can definitely help children to make this vast concept a little more easier. We know that the CBSE has deleted certain topics, has added certain topics, and there are questions which have been added. There is a pattern of question paper. So for now, what we have gathered information in our school, that question paper pattern would have 40% competency based questions, which is 1 marker. 20% objective type questions remain there, like in the past we had it, and 40% subjective type of questions, which are 2 markers, 3 markers, and 4 markers. Though we have been told through circulars by CBSE that they will be shortly publishing sample papers where they will give the correct, accurate idea of the total marks of question. But for now, they have sent this information of framing questions in this way. And about the chapters, I would want to take you here, this slide, where you can see class 9, Golden Book has already given the detailed comparison of syllabus. Here you can see that for class 9, chapter 1, matter in our surroundings, there has been no change. There has been no change in the chapter. Everything has been included. Chapter 2 is matter around us. So green color depicts that the topics are there, whereas the red color is there where you can see that this topic has been deleted. So mole concept, which is a relationship of mole to mass of the particles and number, that has been deleted by CBSE. So we don't have to deal with this topic anymore. Chapter 5, chapter 6, as you can see, there's no change. And also chapter 7, no change. I'll just take it back. Chapter deleted, sorry, the chapter has been totally taken out, removed from the syllabus. Chapter 8, you can see derivatives of equations of motions by graphical method is there. It has been added. Chapter 9, you can see elementary idea of conversion, conservation of momentum. elementary idea of relative density for chapter 10. Chapter 11, you can see these red topics which have been added. I would want all of us to check this golden book. This is given beautifully there. Very clearly it has been explained. We can refer these books ourselves and also advise children to take these books and refer to it for more information. Here I would like to draw your attention on chapter 14, where it says the chapter has been deleted in a way that they would not be asked in the examination, but the chapter is there in the syllabus where the children are required to read this chapter and they can be asked questions that can be taken as a research or a portfolio. So learners may be assigned to read the chapter and encouraged to prepare a brief write-up or any concept of this chapter, their portfolio. This may be used for internal assessment. What I think is that this is a chapter which is related to the present scenario. Natural resources, the way the natural resources are being exploited by human beings. So this chapter needs a special attention by our young learners. What do they think about natural resources? So CBSE has not deleted it on purpose so that the children can read more about it, research more about it, and think of conserving these natural resources. They can put up their own ideas, what these young minds think of preserving this, conserving this, so they can come up with innovative opinion and thoughts and give a write-up to teachers. And I'm sure teachers would encourage, and we should encourage them to come up with their thinking, with their opinion to conserve nature. As you can see on the screen, golden book pages are here where they have given all kind of questions, 1 mark, 2 marks. You can go through the activities which golden book has referred. We can advise children, they can see these activities from this books. Lot of material is there. Lot of material is found in this book. I strongly recommend if we can check this book and allow children, help children to practice questions. There are question answers which are given. We can also have a look at this slide where class 10 science syllabus detailed comparison. You can see again endothermic and exothermic reactions are there. This has been specifically mentioned. It is green in color. That's what the color is showing, that it has to be discussed in detail. Neutralization reactions in acids, bases, and salts, because it is showing comparison from the past years. So we have to pay attention over here while we are dealing these chapters in the class. You can see chapter 5. This chapter is deleted. No change in chapter 6, no change in chapter 7, no change in chapter 8. And so is chapter 9. There are red content which is written has been added. These are chapter 10, no change. Chapter 11, you can see human eye and the colorful world. Then chapter 12, electricity, no change. But must see, I would like to draw your attention here that they have deleted electric motor, electromagnetic induction, induced potential difference. I thought this was quite an important topic. These topics will carry on in class 11 and 12, but I'm sure CBSE must have something on its mind. That is why it has been deleted. So we don't have to deal it, but of course, if children are interested, we can always take out extra time and help children to understand these things. Again, I am a great fan of golden books. You can see basic concepts are given in a very structured way. Chemical equations, question answers, multiple choice questions, as CBSE says that we will continue with some part of multiple choice objective will be there. So they are given here, children can always practice. And this is all about syllabus. I would request Mr. Jaiswal to please take over and we can discuss furthermore if the participants want to come forward. Mr. Jaiswal, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Sumati ma'am, for guiding us regarding the teaching pedagogies and the latest curriculum in detail about the new pattern issued by CBSE for classes 9th and 10th. Now I request all the participants to please ask questions regarding their doubts and clarifications. Please. Now, Let me see if there are any questions. I'll request participants, please, you can write your query in the chat box or click the icon which shows the raised hand. And one Nitish Kumar Shah, he is asking competency-based questions related. What do you have to say about competency-based questions? Can you explain about it?
Yeah, competency-based questions are hot question where we give a concept, but the concept is not directly asked. Instead, the question is framed in a manner the child has to think to apply that concept. That is competency-based question. Competency-based question is where you do not ask question directly. You take a concept and create a background around that concept, and the child has to arrive onto the concept to give answer. For example, if I say that why is DNA a genetic material? This is a concept, why is DNA a genetic material? So we say that DNA is a double-stranded structure. It is made up of nitrogenous bases A, G, C, T. So we don't say this. Instead, we ask that what is it which makes DNA more stable or a better genetic material? Then the child would come and think of the structure and apply. Right explanation for this. That is called competency question.
Mamta Sahdev, she wants to asking to explain the rationalized syllabus again.
Rationalized syllabus again. Rationalized syllabus refers to comparison, because in the past we have seen the syllabus in 2021, 2019 and 20. So there the topics were deleted. Now rationalized syllabus is when these past year syllabus plus 23 session syllabus is put together and the CBSE has tried to show comparison. CBSE from its point of view has thought of certain topics which they are not going to take up. So they have deleted it, which they feel is not going to be taken ahead further. And they have given reasons, or they have shown that it is rational. It is not irrational to delete the topic. For example, they have talked about natural resources. Natural resources they have deleted because it's a theoretical chapter. It is something which you cannot go on teaching. It is something which the student should research and find out because it's a current topic. So it gives its justification that fine, teachers are not required to teach it in a more in the old stereotyped way. Instead, allow students to find out more. So that is why they have given the term rationalized. It's just a term given. It's not, there's no complication or there's no rocket science in it as such. It's just a terminology to compare.
One, Ms. Prerna Madan, she's asking, is there a fixed amount of MCQs in question paper now? How much MCQs will be asked?
There will be only 10%. 10% MCQs, and which is 1 marker. Not many till now what CBSE has given the guidance. We have to wait for, Mr. Jaswal, I would like to say that we still have to wait for sample papers from CBSE to come, because CBSE has said the overall paper, the board will be delivering and releasing very soon. From there, we get a clear idea that what the entire paper would be, whether it would be 80 marks or 90 marks, because 20 marks as in the past we had internals. So let's see what it has to say for now. Till now, it hasn't given the complete question paper, but some idea of question paper of mark wise, that 1 mark, 2 marks, 3 marks, and 4 marks.
Okay.
Thank you, Prema ma'am.
One Mrs. Premlata Menon, she's asking, evolution fully to be taught in chapter heredity and evolution?
No. I just shared that page. There we can see. It doesn't require to be taught. There are topics which they have given in the corner. I've told you that there is red and green color. Sir, we can always share this slide with the participants. They can look later also into the topics which have been deleted, put in red, and the topics which have been added is given in green. So okay, I would request Sanjeev sir to please share the slide with them afterwards on the group. Is it possible, sir?
Yes. Sure, we will do it.
Thank you, sir.
one Mamta Sehdev. She asking specifically, I want to ask about chapter 9, heredity and evolution of class 10. This is what you said. No?
I think the queries are more related to certificates. You have to explain it to them that how will they get their certificate.
Certificates, for certificates, we will be sending a feedback form a few moments from now. You have to just fill it and submit it. Then you can download the certificate from your device only. As soon as you submit the feedback form, you will receive the certificate, e-certificate.
Abitha ma'am is there. She wants to be added in the WhatsApp group, sir. So request you to add her also.
Okay.
Then she'll be able to benefit from the PPT, particularly the syllabus part, which Golden Guide has also made over here. And another teacher, I missed the name, she also wants to be added.
Mittal Joshi.
Yes, Mamta Bagga ma'am is also wanting to be added. I hope there are pedagogies also which teachers can use and try if it works well in the class.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Sure.
Yeah. We can always communicate on the group also, sir, if we add these teachers.
Sure.
Any query they can write and we can answer. It would be nice about the syllabus also. If the teachers want, they can ask questions on the group, please, on WhatsApp group.
Excuse me, ma'am, am I audible?
Yes. You may ask.
Ma'am, I would like to know why that chapter 5 from chemistry it is being removed.
See, ma'am, it is the decision of the board. It is the decision of the board. The board says that it will not be taken into account for teaching this session. You never know, it might get added for the next year. You will see that CBSE has in 10th and 9th, it has removed, but in class 11 and 12, there is nothing which is deleted. They have given the complete for 11 and 12. So they have certain vision. For 9 and 10, they were apprehensive. They are smaller kids. So they have removed it. If this goes well, next year, I'm sure they are going to add, because this is something very important which they have deleted this time.
Yes, exactly. I feel like that the chemistry portion should not be removed. I feel like that. Yeah.
Because this is a very, very important topic. It is going to come handy.
The basic things of the periodic table in the chapter in 10th grade.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as science teacher, we should give them the periodic table, and maybe we should find out time to give them a little briefing about it, even if it has deleted. Because we understand as educators that it is not going to help. Without periodic, I mean, it's impossible to think of chemistry, as you said, that why they have deleted it, isn't it?
Yeah, ma'am, that's what. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for answering, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question, just like question pattern, which question pattern you are giving, that will be similar to the CBSE pattern also, because CBSE has not released till now something. So will it be similar, ma'am?
Yes. Till now, you might not be aware, but the principals of the school have got some information that what they are discussing. You know, the board has discussed with principals. It has not disclosed to teachers as yet, but this is in process, that 40% would be subjective. So, ma'am, we still have to wait. But for now, this is what has come from CBSE. But as you know, CBSE keeps changing.
Yes.
I'm sure you know how CBSE works.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. They keep on doing some experiment with the children as well as teachers.
Yeah, there have been instances that after the chapters were taught, the CBSE deleted that chapter.
Exactly.
We spent so much of time to teach the chapter, and later on we discovered that the chapter is no more. So
correct.
There is lot of unpredictability, ma'am. But for now, whatever information was with me, which was authentic, I conducted this on Sanjeev sir's request, so that we all can get benefit out of it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, because we all are waiting for the question paper pattern.
I know,
only.
I know. It will come. It will be released very soon. The sample.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, on Rajlakshmi Sridhar, she wants to know corrosion and
Corrosion.
density to be taught or not.
For now, sir,
Corrosion
no.
and density.
No. They have given it in red.
And chapter 9, class 10 evolution part is deleted.
Yes.
This is a question from Vanati Loganathan.
Yes, sir. Yes. It has to be.
Rajlakshmi Sridhar.
Yes, sir. It has to be.
Okay. Okay. Rajlakshmi Sridhar, she wants to know, is it included in oxidation? For
Yes, sir. Yes.
evolution?
Yes.
My chapter 16, Abhita Nazreen, she's asking, and class she has not written, she's just asked, 16th chapter is part of portfolio.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I explained while speaking, that it will be good if the children research about it and may create a portfolio. So they can get internal assessment marks out of that.
Mamta Bagga, that I'll answer. She's saying, can we get the recording of this webinar? Yes, we will be sharing the recording of the webinar on WhatsApp group. Ma'am, which chapters are related exactly from class 10? This is
Sir, so I would like
10.
to, all right, class 10, what chapters are deleted? I will show that slide. So chapters as such not deleted completely. For class 10, it is all chapters. Chapter 1 is included, but only the complete chapter has to be taught. Chapter 2, acid, bases and salt has to be taught. Chapter 3, metal and non-metal to be taught. No change. It will remain same. Then chapter 5, the chapter is totally deleted. Classification of elements has been deleted. Chapter 6, life processes, no change, it has to be taught. Then chapter 7, control and coordination, it has to be taught. How do organisms reproduce? No change, that means it remains. In chapter 10, there's no change. You can see the slide. Chapter 11, there is color of the sun. This topic particularly, sunrise and sunset, has been deleted. But human eye and the colorful world, it will be taught, only this part is deleted. Chapter 12 also no change. It was as such, Ohm's law, resistivity, factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. All these topics have to be covered. Chapter 13, magnetic effect. If you see, there are a lot of topics which have been deleted. As I said earlier, right hand rule, Fleming's left hand rule, generator, dynamos, motors, all these have been deleted. I think by saying I have said, but at the same time, we can share this slide. They would really benefit from here.
Vanati Loganathan, chapter 15 of class 9, deleted fully or partly?
Yes. Chapter 15 of class 9.
It has been deleted fully or partly?
Partially.
Partly.
Yes.
And numericals, how many percentage will be asked? Numericals
there will be
in class 9 and 10?
For now, it has been said there will be only 20%, sir, but CBSE still has to give this information. There is no precise reference to numerical. Here, it would be difficult to say that for board examination, from board examination point of view, that what would be the percentage. There is no accurate or specific information for numericals from CBSE. So it will not be ideal if I comment upon it. So we have to wait. We have to wait and see.
Can you say about sources of energy related? Sources of energy.
Sources of energy, yes, it's not there anymore.
Are separation processes related from chapter 2 of class 9?
No, sir.
Gupta.
No. Why do we fall ill is deleted. In chapter 12, sound, sonar, which is structure and the structure of human ear, is deleted. In chapter 11, which is work, power and energy, commercial unit of energy is deleted. Elementary idea of relative density is deleted. So I think we need to share this particular page. It's quite in demand.
We'll share it on Monday.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, please do. Everybody, it's not easy if I like you're asking, I'm telling you, I'm reading from this slide. If we share this slide, each one of us can have a record with us. So we must share, sir.
Right.
And
Abhita Nazreen, she wants to know chapter 15, our environment. Is it
chapter
deleted?
15 of, yes, which class is she asking about, sir?
She has not written about the class. It is our environment.
Our environment is not there.
Class 10.
Yes, yes.
10th,
yes,
class
our
10.
environment is not there.
Okay. It has been deleted, you mean?
Yes.
Ritu Gupta, she is saying in CBSE circular, the separation processes is mentioned as excluded in class 9.
In class 9, sir, the chapter 1 remains same. Chapter 2, physical and chemical properties or changes, that has been added if we compare it from 21. Chapter 3, atoms and molecules, mole concept has been deleted. Chapter 4, structure of the atom, atomic number and mass, that mass number has been deleted. Whereas chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life, there is no change. It is same as last year. Chapter 6, which is tissues, it again remains same as last year. Chapter 7, which is diversity in the living organism, the complete chapter has been deleted. Chapter 8, which is motion, it is there as last year, but only derivation and equation of motions, only by graphical method. The graph has been deleted, but not derivation completely. Only the derivation of equations of motion by graphical method has been deleted. Chapter 9, focus and laws of motion, elementary idea of conservation of momentum. That topic has been deleted, but rest of the topics remain same. So we have to teach. Chapter 10, gravitation, the elementary idea of relative density. So relative density we can leave, that has been deleted, but rest all chapter has to be taught completely. Work, power and energy, if we talk of, then only the commercial unit of energy has been deleted, but otherwise rest all topics need to be taken care of. They need to be taught. Sound also, that is one chapter in class 9 which they have to teach. Only the sonar topic, sonar and the structure of human ear has been deleted. Chapter 13, why do we fall ill, has been deleted, but chapter 14, natural resources, as I explained earlier, it has to be taken for internal assessment, that children can discuss and do research on it. I hope I have made points clear, but I'm still repeating, the slide will be shared so you can refer to it as and when you need it.
I don't think there are any more questions.
Yes, sir, because questions, I think the kind of questions which we are getting, sir, this will be helpful when they see the slide, because there are a lot of chapters added, topics deleted, which is not easy for everyone to just keep it on mind, so they can refer as and when they are taking care of that chapter in the class.
Okay, we'll share the slides.
Definitely, we should.
Thank you all for participating in the questions and answer session. Hope everyone has got their query solved. If anyone has any query after the webinar, they can write to us at editorial@newagepublishers.com. Now, before I tell you the procedure how to receive your complimentary copies of Golden Science and participation certificates, I would like to thank Soumya sir for organizing this webinar. I would also like to thank Mrs. Sumati Mishra, all the panelists and our distinguished teachers for sparing their valuable time and participating in this webinar and making it a success. But last, not the least, I would also like to thank all New Age webinar team members for their hard teamwork and making this webinar a great success. Dear participants, To receive your specimen copies of Golden Science, I request all of you to kindly mail your details at specimen@newagepublishers.com. These certificates to all the participants of the webinar. You will receive a feedback form in the WhatsApp group. So kindly fill and submit the form to download your e-certificates. Now it's time for us to take your leave. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you very much. I also want to extend thanks to Mr. Jaiswal, and also, sir, please convey my thanks to Mr. Soumya Gupta. The New Age publishers have been really very helpful for providing this platform for interacting among ourselves. Thank you so much once again. It was a lovely session, and I'm very thankful to all the participants who attended. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
अपना इंडिया, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना। पढ़ाई हो जो करनी, जरा भी ना घबराना, जरा भी ना घबराना। गोल्डन बुक्स को अपनाना, अपना इंडिया, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना। कक्षा विषय कोई हो, आसान समझ पाना, गोल्डन ही तो है सफलता का पैमाना। गोल्डन ही ला रहा है चेहरे पे मुस्कुराना, चेहरे पे मुस्कुराना। मैं गोल्डन का दीवाना, अपना इंडिया, बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना, गोल्डन बुक्स का दीवाना।
Golden presents the best-selling reference books for science for class 9 and 10. Main features of Golden books are: all the books are based on latest NCERT textbooks and are as per the latest syllabus of CBSE. Important points have been given for each chapter for quick revision. Solution of all the NCERT textual exercises are given. Other important questions for practice and examinations are also given in a very simple language. Objective type question bank is given, which include MCQs with answers. The Golden books suit all the pockets and are a boon for the weak, mediocre and intelligent students alike. Buy Golden books for your golden future.